We are now at Steele Hall, which was built in 1922. It was named after Wilbur Steele, a former president of Bennett College in the late 1800s. He was the president of Bennett College before it became an all-women's institution. Believe it or not, this building used to be a dining hall. Then in 1954, it became a fine arts building. In this building then, it had classrooms and offices for music and art. In 2004, it was renovated to become an art gallery. The art gallery displays Bennett College's extensive artwork, student projects, and the work of prominent artists. So come on, let's go take a look on the inside.
I'm Mary Ann Rogers Scarlett, Bennett College class of 1954, but I choose to say that I am one of the original campus brats. Other than President Jones's children and several other deans, I grew up on this campus. My parents brought me to the campus when I was about 9 months old, and that was in 1933. I have a unique perspective about the campus, and when I reflect on this exhibit that talks about the early years, it brings back a lot of memories. I was fortunate enough to see many of the buildings go up, especially after Pfeiffer Hall. When I was a toddler, my mother would sit me on the front porch and I watched and watched. That kept me busy because I could see the construction going on. So after Pfeiffer Hall, the majority of the buildings on this campus I saw go up. That was part of my entertainment. And being campus brat, I knew just about every nook and cranny. To facilitate that and to help that, my father was the first superintendent of buildings and grounds. President Jones hired him in 1929 as a maintenance person, and then in 1931 he became the first superintendent of buildings and grounds. And at that time the campus was small. We did not have the massive buildings that you see, but the quad and the beginnings of this beautiful Georgian Revival architectural campus that we have today had its beginnings. We are in Steele Hall, and I have a lot of fond memories about Steele Hall. In 1941, my mother, who was a dietitian, was hired by President Jones to be the dietitian in this building. So I had a kind of an inside advantage of the dining hall. Bennett College began as a co-ed institution, and because of the need that the college had to keep things rolling, the college student body took care of itself. And because of that, in this picture, up in the corner, you see the male students have chopped wood and are ready to distribute it to the various residences and class buildings so they could have heat. Students had an investment in the campus and in the campus life. We had no maids, we had no housekeepers, we had no groundskeepers. In the fall, it was leaf raking day in the fall, and we get out and rake in front of our residence halls so that things would look nice. And in this picture, you see a vast span of ages among the student body, because Bennett had a high school component up until 1929, when James B. Dudley High School was built. And up until that time, we were the only secondary education facility in the county for Negroes. And in 1929, it moved to Dudley High School, and it was phased out. So that took care of the men, that took care of our football team, that took care of our baseball team, that took care of all the sports in which men were involved. The Bennett story has been told in many media outlets. Ebony magazine ran an article where we were called the Vassar of the South. The New York Times, in an article written by Benjamin Fine, talked about the beauty and the ambiance of the campus. And all of this was a result of the dream that President Jones had for this institution. The perfect symmetry. You can stand in the front door of the president's house and look directly into the front door of the chapel. And the rationale behind that was that a life that has balance and symmetry, a life that is permeated with the beauty of simplicity, is a life that will be well lived. So President Jones had as his mission to create an environment of learning that not only focused on the individual student and her needs, but also to prepare the student to make a tremendous contribution to the world of which she would be a part when she graduated from Bennett College.